Yeah, and I know that's what I understand, and it'll hopefully the first of many. I mean, those guys are lifelongers.
Agreed,
You know
man.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just an amazing. Like I have so much gratitude towards you guys for putting that together, because I'm realize how special it is. Right.
Now, having said that, had he put together 8 stunt guys, it may not have
It wouldn't be the
gone
same.
this way.
Oh,
that's
no,
the thing.
it'd be
They
totally
bring this
different,
like
right?
team vibe that is really
Well, those guys
something
serve
that,
together, right?
I know, it's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They're
you
incredible.
Can feel that, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like for me to, and they were so welcoming of me, like I learned just so much, and I realized like all I need to do is show up and do the best that I can to, like some of these stories that we're doing are sort of theirs, that's akin to their life, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so you have to pay respect to that, and here they are as a part of it, and here I am as a part of it with them. So, if I can do everything that I can to pay respect to them, then that's sort of gonna.
It'll show up on screen.
Yeah, it'll show up on screen, but it'll also allow, they will like I'm just, what am I trying to say? I'm so grateful that they brought me in the way that they did.
Oh man.
And it like it showed me the level, like talking about that New York competitiveness, like where's the level at, they showed me a level that my work has to be at.
True enough.
For the rest of my life, I hope, like they were like, if you're gonna do something in this arena, in this world, this is how we want you to do it, because that's our life, and you're representing us. So I felt that big time, and they were so gracious about bringing me into it, and like having Adam there was like just a massive turning point in my understanding of what it is to like really dig into something in the film world in terms of like research. Like you hear about these method dudes, and I'm not like that, but just hanging out with Adam and hanging out with all these guys that you would put together, and having lunch with them and seeing how they interact with each other, I think it really shows up, how we all interacted on screen and stuff like that,
Totally, man.
And like I remember, this is my first time sort of playing this level of cop, and you're in the costume fitting, and the costume lady is really lovely, and she's like, well, would you, do you want us to take out the plates, your plates and your bulletproof plates, and put in some foam so it's easier for you to move around? And I was like, yeah, fuck, sure, whatever, man, that sounds good, right? And then fucking Adam comes up to me on the first day, and he goes, so I hear you want the foam. And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, who the fuck told you that? Right? And he's like, I just want you to know that if you do that, the men will never respect you, and they'll never let you live it down. And I was like, right on, man. Plates. Give me all the plates, all the
I'll take
shit.
extra.
Yeah. I'll take 2, please. Thank you very much.
Dude, that's fucking hilarious.
Man. And, I owe him a huge debt of gratitude for doing that. And for being, because
everybody else wore foam, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because a lot of guys in the industry, wouldn't have done that. But he was just like, look, I'm doing you a favor here by telling you that you're not living up to the standard. So let's do that. And then not only that, but it totally affected the way that I moved. So it helped with my performance too. So it was just like a massive thing, that he did for me there. And
You can't do that. You can't do that cool grab of the.
Well, it just changes the way that you're.
If you got foam in there.
Like you're just like, if you're wearing all the real shit, then you move, and you sort of start to move like the real guy.
A little slower, a little tougher.
Yeah, there's a weight obviously there, so it just makes a big difference, all that stuff. But I remember the first day we were in Hamilton, and it was like hot, right? Like it was like 35 degrees, right? This is like we were doing episode 3, I think, right? And I'd never had a gun that big before or anything, right? And I'm standing, and these fucking guys we're all standing in the sunshine for all day, right? That day was like a good 12-hour, 10-hour day, and we're standing in the sun, And these fucking guys didn't sit down or anything, you know what I mean? And I this is my first day meeting them, really, you know? And I'm like wearing all this shit, and I'm just trying to keep up. And I'm like, you guys want a chair? And like Adam's like, oh, it's better than war. And I'm like, fuck you, man. You know? I was just like sweating, and Dave is, you know, he's like looking over me. He's dry as a bone, and I'm pouring sweat. And he's like, oh, you're a little sweaty, hey boy? Like just busting my balls. It was pretty good. And then I find like we haven't shot anything for about 20 minutes, so I like find a little bit of shade, you know, and I like find a little bottle and like have some water and take off my fucking helmet and shit. And then all of a sudden they're like, Hamish, where's Hamish? We're shooting. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh fuck. And I'm like putting on my helmet, and I got this huge gun and shit. And I'm like look like a total asshole. And then Randy comes around the corner, and he's like, all right, this time when you come in the kitchen, there's gonna be a woman there. It's my daughter. And I'm like, oh cool. And you're gonna yell, get down, bitch, and punch her in the chest. And I was like, okay. They didn't even let me rehearse it, and they're like action, you know. Sheridan's like action, and I'm like, okay. Kick down the door, like, get down, bitch. And I'm like, oh, and they're like, God, great. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on here?
That's hilarious. It's awesome,
wild,
dude.
Man. It was just like I felt like really thrown into the fire in a really great way, you know.
Man, that's fucking
one of my
great.
most enjoyable days on set ever.